Hello everybody, today I will be giving you tips how to deal with every character inside of onaf Flumpties. Anyways, starting with Flumpty. So the way to deal with Flumpty, simply, if he disappears from a camera, check your left door. Or what you could do is, if he disappears from a camera, check all the cameras if he's not there. In the cameras, then close your left door. Check the cameras again to see if he's there, and then open it again. The thing about the second option, where you look all around the cameras, is it takes a while and you could die to it. That's Flumpty. Now with Blam, he works his way from camera 1 all the way to camera 4 and then 2B. And then once he stands up, that means he's active. And he's slower than Flumpty. Once he disappears from camera 2B, then close your right door instead of checking the light, because he can't move backwards unlike Flumpty. And I'll basically show you like why you do close it when he disappears from 2B. Let's just wait for him to disappear from 2B. He'll be right here. And he, unlike Flumpty like can appear in any of these cameras so that you can know that he's gone, but Blam just appears right in this camera. And that's Blam. And now on to Beaver. He makes this little camera static every single time he moves. So let me explain what this means. See that camera static? That was the Beaver moving. The Flumpty could only static your camera if you're looking at him and then he disappears, but Beaver could static your camera if he moves. It doesn't matter if you're looking in cam 6 or not. And his last stage is when this toilet paper roll is gone. So once it's gone, wait for another camera static, and then switch to camera 2B and then close the right door as fast as you can. Those are a few tips with Beaver. And now on with Redman. So Redman, this staticking is Redman. If he's in a camera, then he's blocking you from looking at every other camera. And the most useful thing about him is that he makes this noise when he moves. So right now he's in my hall, so if we hear it again, he's at my door. If we hear it again, he's back at camera 3. And that's how to deal with Redman. And remember, this static isn't an error or why you can't look at camera 3. It's only him. The static is him. It just blocks you from looking at everything. Eyesaur doesn't kill you because he's a nice puppy. And that's how to deal with Redman. And also, one thing, if you take too long to close the door, then what will happen is that he will jam your door. Like that. He will also jam your other door, but not the light on the other door. And if you play FNAF 1, then it's pretty self-explanatory what will happen if you flip the cameras up when he jams your door. And now, with Golden Flumpty. So, how Golden Flumpty works is, well, he's pretty simple. Just flip the cameras up. But you're probably about to be in the comments saying you skipped Grunkfuss, because I have no tips for him. He's literally just the hardest character. He disables you from using half of your cameras. And yes, I know you want me to explain onaf Flumpties too also, and I will. So how Flumpty works is what most people do is simply just, if they see him about to peek, then they shut off the lights. You don't want to do this because this might get your exposure up. And there's also an awfully chance that you might just be in the cameras once he peeks. So imagine you just keep flipping the cameras, right? One time he's gonna appear while you're peeking. You're gonna flip up the cameras, try to shut off the lights, but you don't, and yeah. So how to deal with this? How to beat him? Simply keep the cameras on him. If he disappears from that camera, look around every single camera, and if he's not in any of the cameras, shut off the lights. Lot of time, by the way. And another tactic what you could do, once he disappears from camera 3 on the start of the night, simply just shut off the lights. And that's Flumpty. On to Blam. So with Blam, he appears in camera 6, and once he moves to right here, once he's right there, that means he's active. He will move from camera 6 to camera 3. So in camera 3, he will be like right here, and then he will move right here. Then we'll be in camera 7. He will be right here walking, and once he's fancy being right here, that means he's ready to attack. Once he disappears from being right here, you have 2 seconds to shut off the lights. There he is right there, walking. Now let's wait for him to get in his fancy form. And also, in this fan game that I'm playing, you have 5 seconds to shut off the lights. But in the actual game, you only have 2. I think that was like 3 or 4 seconds in the fan game. And you could also do that once he's walking away. And if the people who actually own the custom night fan game that I'm playing right now, then I could also give you tips for Easter egg. And those tips might not be too useful, as Easter egg is literally the most impossible thing in the world. But yeah, that's Blam. Owl. Owl usually disappears. He's in camera 3. So the way to tell if he's active or not is when his eyeballs are, yellow, like that. And usually, if in hard-boiled mode, he will come at the same time with the clown. You only have about 15 seconds to close one of the vents. Or you could simply look at one of the vent cameras and then get the owl. But what are the best tips for him? Is simply look at the exact camera. When he disappears, look at the exact camera that your closed vent is on, and then just keep looking at it. But if he's not on that camera, then close the other one. Not only that, but this could save a lot of time, because the owl will have to wait that 15 seconds and then rush at your vent. And that's Owl. And for how Redman works is randomly, he can, add a thing on your screen, like a little virus, I think, and then if you don't cancel it in time, then he kills you. Usually, the reason that makes this super hard, because he seems pretty easy from the way I describe it, he could come with a character. Like a character, let's just say Eyesaur, right? The cute puppy's in this camera, right? He disappears, but I also get like a Redman thing, right? Redman giving me a virus. So I turn out the lights, Eyesaur peaks, right? The time I turn on the camera, his virus thingy is literally gonna be at the max. Okay? I'll show a video on the screen what his virus thing looks like. And yeah, that's Redman. And the tips I have for him, is where, let's just say you get comboed, right? How I just described, by like Eyesaur or Blam or Flumpty or the clown, right? But he also tries to put a virus on your monitor. You always want to get the people that are corresponded to the lights mostly. Like you want to get Blam first. And yeah, so that's how Redman works. That's how Redman works. And the way how Grunkfuss works is eventually in the night, he will put a hole inside of this newspaper right here. And in cam 2, well, why am I even explaining this? Most of you guys watching this video are probably not even new. You're just trying to beat hard-boiled mode. But in case you are new, I will still explain how they work. Just not for Grunkfuss. You guys can figure that out, as Flumpty once said. So, his patience goes down like that. In hard-boiled mode, it starts at 750 instead of 1500. And usually you want to turn off the lights once the patience is below 100. And what are my tips for him? Check him from time to time and not constant. And mean, if you have good paranoia, you probably don't even need to check on cam 2. You could just shut it off randomly and still get him. I'm not gonna do that on camera though because I don't want to get embarrassed. Anyways, that's him. That's the clown. Here we have Golden Flumpty again. It's literally the same thing as the original version, Flumpty's 1. Just simply flip up the cameras, and in this game, you could also turn off the lights. And for the last character, Eyesaur. So, how Eyesaur works is he starts from camera 1. So this is when he's deactivated, and once he's peeking out, that means he's activated. Let's wait for him to peek out. So he goes from camera 3, 6, and then in your room. No, camera 1, 3, and then 6, and then in your room. The thing about Eyesaur is that he's extremely fast with barely any movement, so he's pretty scary, honestly. And the thing that makes him extremely hard is that he gets your exposure up the fastest. So basically just keep track of him, turn off the lights off when you need to, and this is what I mean by his exposure goes up fast. So he could kill you pretty fast. If you watch my One Night at Flumpty stream where I try to beat hard boiled mode and all this other stuff, you can pretty much see that. So yeah, my tips for him is simply overlook him. Just overwatch him. Just keep looking at him on the camera, track him down, and then yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I hope this helped. If it did, please subscribe. I'll see you guys later.